Oh, sorry, I'm kind of...
That's fine, it's fine.
Alright, here we go.
You can do it if you want.
Here we are, my honor, mate. 5 red lights on now ahead of the drivers for the Spanish Grand Prix. Round number 4 of the McKeon Division Season 8 is underway. It's a great getaway from Mitzi there on the left-hand side as they charge towards the first corner. Griffiths already moving in behind. Crispy up to third here as they charge towards that first corner. Griffiths now moving back to the right-hand side. It goes back into line to that first corner. Mitzi getting away quite well. Griffiths right on the back there as there goes Andrews trying to move up into 4th place. He will move up into 4th place. Great stuff. Oh, we've already got a spin already, and that's Kevin in the Aston Martin. Not the best of starts for them. May we see another Aston Martin disaster class tonight. Mitzi leads away from Griffiths, then Crispy in 3rd place. Andres in 4th, and Race Rollers left the session, so he's disconnected on that front. He runs to the 11th place for the time being. And Andres trying to pass Crispy here. Zadra gets past Riggsy behind them, but he's going to try to switch back in the Alpine on the exit of turn number 5 into turn 6 now. These two still side by side. One of them's going to have to give, and Zadra gives, but only for the time being. They make contact there as they go through turn 9. It's going to be very tight. Zadra backs out of it. Riggsy up into 5th place. Great start from the 2 Alpine boys. Mitzi Lee still leading then from Griffiths, then still in 2nd. Crispy, great start from him. He takes 3rd place. He could try and take 2nd down the main straight as Zadra now gets back past the Alpine. Bennett moving past Race Roller here, who's ghosting all over the shop here. So he's going to have to get himself going and reconnect it as soon as he can. I'm not entirely sure what's going on that front. Crowding moving up here. He's up into 16th place as Race Roller has now rejoined and he's back down into 15th. That could be 16th here as Crowding tries to get better, and it does.
Mitzi sets
the fastest lap.
Fast up as well. We go side by side into turn 1. There's also the best section of NASCAR of power, and then Sam's going to stick his nose in down the inside. He's going to break late, and when he get the move down Ogre, and Ogre's going to hang around the outside, and then go side by side for turn 2 and turn 3. Sam, I think, gets the move done, and then still side by side for his entire first set. They're great racing from the 2 boys with P9 in this race so far, as Ogre's going to be on the outside this time. Also push Ogre slightly wide, but they still keep it fairly clean. Jim Jab's also going to get involved here in the Mercedes, and Ogre
wing dive up, and around goes Sem briefly, just holds onto it and comes up just in front of his teammate Corey.
As well.
Does he have damage? I think he's okay. He's all good. Fantastic stuff. Sem comes back. Sem might have damage here. I'm not entirely sure.
I think so too.
Actually, I think he might be okay in terms of front wing. He may have forward up. I'm not entirely sure how that operates in this game.
Not too sure. Yeah, well, Sem's letting up on through, so I think he is down. He might be concentrated in the Williams. It was good racing, unfortunately, till turn 5, but all went wrong for Ogwin and Sem. Is all kicking up behind him because Sem's tricking cars. Monkeys also had a spin at turn 10, I believe.
Turn 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Turn 12. Yeah. As my telemetry's gone wrong again, which is amazing. I can't see the telemetry start again. As Mitzi has now got a 1.4 second lead as in cruise control once again.
Definitely brilliant stuff there from Mitzi in the opening 2 laps of this Grand Prix. And the DRS has now been enabled. This is where things could get really interesting. I want to speak about the Haas cars who are doing alright so far. Chris may have a place on the opening lap, and Power puts it up into 8th place on those soft tyres. He's had a really good start. Let's have a look at the position change in this Grand Prix so far. So far the big winners have been Power and Crowding. Both of them have made 7 places each. And Sem, who's currently in the pits after getting damage there on that front wing, is down at 11th place. So he lost the most places. He starts to make that 12 there. Combat makes his way through, so that puts Sem down to the back of the pack and leave him with a lot of work to do here. We're hoping for a safety car of some kind to really get himself back into the mixture in this Grand Prix. The first little bit of DRS here as Crispy chases Griffiths down the back straight. We'll have a look here, see if anyone is close to go for some moves. I believe the closest driver to anyone is Power as of right now, who's still 4 tenths behind. As Corey's now looking, trying to make moves from out 4 places on the start. He tried to pass Bennett there, but couldn't quite make the move stick. He's right there on the back of the Alfa Romeo, pushing the snot out of him as they race for that 11th spot. Making his way now through towards turn 13, moves back into line. Great stuff here from Corey, who's just biding his time, and he could get a really good run down the main straight here. This is where it could all kick off for the Williams driver, who's seen his teammate drop down the order. The DRS now being open for SLR. Corey, who flies down the main straight, down towards that first corner, and in front of him, Jib Jab not going to battling for position. Jib Jab gets the edge. Corey gets the edge, and here comes Crowding to the inside. Crowding's looking to try and take 12th place. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant there from Crowding. Pardon?
Roller and Merck's going side by side. Roller and Merck's side by side. Oh,
Roller's actually nice here.
Merck's made slight contact. As Roller's day goes from bad to worse. Unfortunately for him, he sees how the road tough day out in Spain. You could say Spain about the S.
Definitely.
Roller goes down the inside of turn 5 and They just about keep it clean. Always a saying that Merckx gets all out of shape, but Roller makes the move for P14. Not the position he wants to be battling for, but still a nice lead nonetheless, and he keeps the DRS of SLR badly in front of him. As Power on the soft tyres need to make these moves. I believe the mediums will stretch to about lap 20, and then these guys will put the soft tyres on to go to the end. So Power needs to make his move while he's got the quicker rubber on. As the two people on hard, Kevin and Sam not having a very good day so far. Of course, the centre guy could change that, but we'll have to wait and see. As Connor's really struggling through the final chicane, I noticed, and Powers can get a nice run of him. He's got just under a 2-10 gap, sorry. As this should be a fairly easy move for Power. Can't just read defend, and there's a move for P2 as Crispy and Griffith swap positions. That's Crispy up into
Connor
P2.
and Power all over the place. There's contact there as Connor hit one of the barriers on the way towards that first corner, hit one of the meter boards. As Division passes Merckx into that first corner, that day going from bad to worse for Merckx in the Ferrari. Definitely what we would want to see. Mitty now still showing the way by a commanding lead here of 2.2 seconds, and Griffith is now stuck chasing the Haas who runs in second place. So the Haas driver is still making moves, and it seems like when one makes a move, the other one will in a matter of time as well. I'll keep my eye as well on the Alpine drivers who are doing exceptionally well, running 4th and 6th of them right now. Zydrag currently stuck in an Alpine sandwich as it stands. I think Andrews is more focused on the AlphaTauri in front of him, and that's Griffiths running in 3rd place. So Andrews want to get onto that last spot on the rostrum. As of right now, the two title protagonists, Mitzi and Crispy, continue to show the way in the way of the top two, just in front of these guys. But of course, Mitty has got it all to himself as of right now, so they make the way through the last chicane for the 5th time.
As Crispy might be able to get a DRS of Griffiths here. He's really struggling as Griffiths here, and he just about gets DRS by half a tenth. But I mean, Griffiths is still 70% batteries not to use it, as Corey was pretty some time penalty there. So that's not good on lap 6. That's very early for a time penalty, and that's going to set back Corey for the entire race, having 3 seconds that early on.
As now passing Bennett in the race for 13th place, so put the McLaren's up another spot with enough start to chase crowding in the Aston Martin. He's had a decent run so far. He started, if I'm not mistaken, he started last. He's up to 12th within the first 6 laps. So brilliant stuff there from the Aston Martin driver.
Yes, indeed. And now the car directly behind him is Race Roller. Must have had contact in Portimao, if I remember rightly. The verdict of that decision was very controversial, and Roller wasn't too happy. But that was that was interesting. But that was last week, and let's see if Roller can, I guess, put amends and overtake crowding clean this time, and move up into P12. He's got a 1.5 second gap to catch.
Definitely a lot of work to do there for the reigning champion Race Roller, but I feel like he could potentially pull it off. I mean, if I believe I can look at the last season's result here. Of course, in last season's race, Power took the victory with Mitzi in 2nd place, and one of the drivers who isn't here in the King Division, PSR Freeman, who finished 3rd in that race. Not racing.
What a name that is! What a name that is! But that's for previous. There's always made a mistake, I believe, in the final corner or second penultimate corner. That's going to put him pretty much last. So that's unfortunate.
Andrews right on the back of Griffiths here as they charge through turn 3. I do hate to cut you off there, Andrew. Sorry, Andrew. Oh, I do hate to cut you off, but this is too exciting to miss. Here comes Andrews chasing the AlphaTauri in front of him. So when we get to this DRS zone, that could mean carnage as they fly down towards turn 10 when they get there. As of now, they're going through turn towards turn 6, and of course the gap between Griffith and Crispy 7/10, so he'll have DRS as well. So it's not entirely
a flag, and that is
that's Kevin who's gone around. Yeah. Puts him down to 18th
yes,
place.
It is. Almost Merckx almost done the same thing. Sorry to quick off again, but Merckx almost done the same thing as what Kevin did, but just a different corner.
Slowly again there on the exit turn 9 as well. Yeah. So not looking good there for Merckx. You are definitely right.
Yeah, his tyres gonna be quite hot as well, so that will happen. So it was. I was surprised that Power is struggling with tyre temperatures. He seems to be doing okay. He's still got a decent amount of battery because of the amount of overtake stuff to do, and he's still got decent pace. I mean, that will change in the next coming laps as his soft tyres will die off, and Connor's doing well. Stick with DRS saying there. He's got his battery on. He's trying to overtake Power here. He's going to go down the inside into turn 1. Will the Red Bull make it stick? And Power's going to hold on the inside. He's going to have inside turn 2 and all slight contact, but I think he should be fine. Power holds on. P7, and Jib Jab might also get involved in the Mercedes as Merckx gives up a time penalty, the second one of the day. And yeah, Power holds off P7.
Brilliant battle there, down in towards that first corner, that first sector of the hole between Para, Quicks and Connor. Of course, the Haas driver getting the edge around the outside. Brilliant move there in the race for that 7th spot. And a bit of a train is now forming up behind them as Connor moves around. Jib Jab trying to find an opening. Should these two collide, he'd be in a good position to pick up the scraps. He could be trying to take Connor here with the DRS, should he get close enough. He's got about the same amount of battery as both Connor and Para does, but no one's choosing to use it for the time being. Jib Jab looking around, going quite audacious on the brakes, very close to the back of the gearbox of that Red Bull as they fly through turn number 12 now. It's going to be very tight. Ogween there, the last driver in the points, has Corey on his tail, who's trying to get back up inside of the top 10 for the first time in this Grand Prix. He's made up 5 places in the opening 8 laps. Things are going okay for him. Here they come with the last chicane. I think if anyone's in a good position trying to move for a pass, it's Jib Jab. But will he use the ERS? Both Para and Connor moving around trying to break the toe, and that has worked for the time being. Connor now closing on Para as they get back towards turn 1. Round 2 beginning here into that first corner. Connor goes side by side, he'll have the run on the inside through that first turn. He gets the job done. Brilliant stuff there from the Red Bull driver, but can he hold on to it? I think he might just hold on to it as Para goes a bit wide there through turn 3, and Jib Jab, should he close in, could be in a good position to capitalise on that mistake. Paraquic's going wide again. He's right on board with Mercedes through turn 4 and into turn 5 now. Connor getting away, the gap around half a second against Para on those soft tyres, and Jib Jab's still right there with him, but he's got to be careful because he's got Ogween and Corey on his tail, and keep an eye on Crowding, who could be in position to try and pick up any scraps happen in front of him, but he also has to be careful to avoid any sort of chaos that may come his way. Here they come now towards turn number 9. I think things may have just split up enough for the time being for the DRS to not have as much effect as they come down towards turn number 10 for the 9th time in this Grand Prix. Corey will move it around, can't find an opening. And now breathe.
Yeah. Yes, as I know we don't give Mitzi much screen time because obviously he's out in front by himself, but I think you have to appreciate how fast this guy is at the moment. He's a man on the mission this season. You know, this field is very competitive, and it feels like he is a different class at the moment. He's 3.5 seconds already on lap 10, and obviously Crispy is no slouch, well any of these drivers are, but Mitzi, we just got to appreciate and how good he is at the moment, especially with Spain not really being a controller track as well. He's had a couple of controller tracks this season, but obviously Spain isn't the most favourite to the pad, but Mitzi showing that he can be one of the greatest at all the tracks on this calendar, so fair play to him. I hope that for the sake of entertainment, I hope there's a safety car to bring the other drivers into it, but he's in the class of his own at the moment.
We do continue to, so to be honest, we do kind of ignore the master at work as it stands, because I mean, he's on the whole redemption arc from season 7. He lost out on winning the title, so this is his way of coming back, I suppose. He's doing a brilliant job as well. As I say, 3.5 seconds on Crispy in 2nd place, and you are right, he's in a class of his own so far this season. I only hope that one of these guys can challenge him, because like you say, no one in this league is any sort of slaps. So let's just hope that he can challenge, because Crispy is his closest challenger as of right now, both in the race and the championship. So it is still quite close in his opening 3 rounds, but Minty's done a great job. And it definitely shows right now as he still continues to show the way. As we begin lap 11, we're about a third of the way into the Grand Prix.
Yes, as Griffiths again, very lucky to keep DRS. Andres looks quite eager to get past the AlphaTauri, because I think Andres has a bit more pace than Griffiths at the moment, but the DRS at the moment is saving AlphaTauri, and Crispy gets a penalty, that's crucial. That's going to put him way down the order as well, because he's holding up this train, of course, of P2. So, massive penalty for Crispy, and I think the 2 Ferraris are switching positions there with Merckx and Monkey for P15. But and also, Para's lost the rest of Connor as well, I've just noticed. So, Connor's now going to be in the world of his own in P7.
Yep, I feel like that's deja vu, because was this not the situation he was in last week as well? At some point during the race?
Oh, yeah, it was. Oh, it definitely was. Always Rick's because of a time penalty as well. So, that's going to. Oh, was the other flag? Who's that?
And I think that's Combat in turn 1.
Combat.
And that driver of the day performance might just might not be on this week, if I'm being entirely honest. Sort of a safety car, he'd need something real to
always Jib Jab and Para going side by side into the hairpin, and Jib Jab makes the move as Para's soft tyres have seen better days, and he is going to full braking in the pits, kind of back where he started, because he started in P15 of course, didn't he? So he's made all that progress, but he's on the softs, but he's going to quickly get eaten alive by the people on mediums as his tyres are going to be absolutely screaming to get changed, as Andres is looking very keen again on Griffiths, but he's not going to make the move, as like we keep saying, Griffiths is DRS, Andres can't make any moves, and Griffiths is quite happy to stay behind Crispy, as McKeon is fast lap that. On lap of 11 lap old mediums, I might add. So very good from Mickey there.
Yeah, so, there from Ferrari driver. Of course, he runs back down 15th. Ferrari having one of the best of starts to their season. 1 point from 3 rounds. That point coming courtesy of Monkey. So he'll be having to try and get some more on board over the course of this Grand Prix. The gaps between second and fourth still around the same. Crispy all the time losing time to Minty up front, but Griffith and Andres, it's not close enough to show to have any impact in the way of DRS. They'll have to use that ERS to have more of a chance down some of these longer straights. But as of right now, it's turning into what looks to be kind of a DRS train a lot of places. So
yes, it seems to be.
But I'm not disappointed. You've lied to me. So I'm not too pleased.
Always no
there we go.
Retired, yeah.
There's some excitement. Kevin out of the race.
It's on track, of course it is indeed.
Safety car has been deployed.
And Midsey has missed the pit lane.
And everyone else is coming in behind him, and this could really change things. Riggsy stays out. So that's why he's trying to take track position here. Or has Midsey made the right choice? Corey also staying out. Division in. Monkey is the next car around. Will he pit? He does pit.
They're going to hards. They're going to go to hards to the end. That's the only option. The only thing that Power might have, Power might go into mediums. I'm interested. What car Power goes on? I'm interested. No, he goes to hards.
So I on set soft tyres here. As is Ogween, Ogween and Zydrad both on soft tyres. So this could change things for those guys in the race for the in the race position in general. So Corey, Riggsy, and Midsey all staying out here. Of course, Midsey didn't really have much choice. So I'm assuming he'll probably pit this lap, go on to a set of soft tyres and try and carry those at the end of the Grand Prix, similar to how everyone else has chosen to do here. But yeah, unfortunately for Midsey, who may have lost out big time strategically here. Although I still feel like he'll come out on top after making his way up the pits, because of course everyone else is still going slow.
Yeah. I do think that the people on softs might pit for mediums at the end of this lap. You know what Combat did on the safety car last week and pit for hards and then straight onto mediums. If you remember, he did that. The soft car runners might do that because obviously then there's a lap less on the mediums, and you're going to have a pressure set. They'll lose track position, but mediums versus hards is a massive difference on this track. So you're just saying it disappointed in me, but right on cue, we might get into it's getting very excited again. So.
Riggsy into the pits.
Yes.
I think all I have to do now is accuse you of something, and then something will happen. So that'll be
exactly
for the next few weeks. We'll see how that one goes. Riggsy into the pits then for Alpine onto set hard tyres. Corey makes his way up. He might go onto set hard as well. Yeah, so here he comes towards.
Yeah, Zydrad's pitting.
Excruciating.
Like I said on softs. Zydrad might go mediums.
Soft tyres prepared for Corey. I think he might be trying to do what Zydrad did.
Maybe.
Ogween into pits as well. Bennett will probably be pitting this time. So it does look like everyone will be going on hard tyres for this restart then. Midsy's come away with
Zydra's going to be mediums, yeah, like I said, the soft runner's going to go into mediums. Ooh. That's very interesting. I did notice that, and I was, yeah. So if Zydrad, Ogween and Bennett get a good result, then yeah, Corey's probably going to do the same thing as well, so. It's going to be mediums versus hards in this race. If the medium runners, of course, it's in track position, but there's going to be a massive tyre advantage for a long time as well, because the hard tyres aren't very good, but people in mediums don't really have much choice, to be honest. Unless you're doing what Zydrad doing, take an extra pain in the pit stop, but it might work out, we'll see. And that also brings the likes of Combat and stuff back into this race, of course, because they get to pit for mediums. So, I mean, very interesting.
Yep, things all still to play for here, but I think the second part of this race relies on Crispy getting a good restart here when the safety car goes in about a lap or two. We'll be just about at the halfway mark when we get the green flag, so we'll have to see what these guys need to just keep things going for the second half of the Grand Prix. But like I say, a good restart will be needed from Crispy in order to try and take the lead and potentially give us a bit more of an exciting race to watch. Because as of right now, Mitzi continues to run over. He had 4 seconds on Crispy before the safety car came out. So not the most exciting starts up front in terms of the battle for the race lead. But hopefully that'll change over the course of the next part of this race. And I've just waffled for an entire sector, so well done me.
Yep, that's a fantastic sub-sack. That's what you're here for. As Corey didn't pit. Okay. That is the softs last 10 laps and then they fall off the cliff like sort of power. As much as Corey's a miracle worker, I don't think he's that good. He's not going to make the softs go. What is that? 14 laps? I mean, I don't know. With the safety car, I don't know. He's going to be a very brave man. Even if the softs do go to the end, right, they're not going to have enough pace. There's evidence of that with power. I know the fact that Corey watches the stream as well, so he's going to hear me moan at him.
Go on, tell him. Let him have it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I'd be very surprised. Well, I do hope for his sake, of course, that Corey proves me wrong, but. I feel like he's sitting there watching this like, you poor naive fools, but no idea what I'm going to do. Exactly. I mean, I'm very happy to be proved wrong if it's for a positive outcome. So, for any driver, I don't have any bias here. You know, we're neutral commentators. We can make the joke here and there, but we are neutral. So, no worries about that.
I support a good racing. That's it.
Exactly.
Right, so we're going around for one more lap behind this safety car, if I'm not mistaken. Although normally when I say that, it just means the safety car's coming like a second later. So let's see, because I'm not quite sure. I think it's the exit turn.
If Combat makes it, we might too. If Combat makes it, it might be the slap.
We might go for it, maybe.
See.
Nope, not one of those things. Oh no.
Yes, it is.
I've jinxed it.
Yes, it is.
There we go, brilliant stuff. Alright then, Midzi is going to get his restart game on now. Will he pull away out the chicane? Will he catch Crispy napping? Here they come.
I think they'll make to the line.
Oh, here we go. Midzi then has control of the green flag. And there he goes. Great restart then from Midzi, who pulls away. Green flag back in the air. Crispy charging towards turn 1. Now would be a good time to use some of that ERS as Midzi's doing. He's
always Rigsy, Corey, and go side by side. Also, obviously Corey on the soft. So always
Corey inside. Great move. I think he might try and start making. He thinks he'll try starting to work on Griffith as well. If they come up through turn 3 to get his restart underway. Crispy's already half a second behind as Corey looks inside and puts himself up into the podium places with a move on Griffith in the AlphaTauri. Brilliant stuff there behind the race leaders here. As Corey now might try and get to work on Crispy. You're locked up there through turn number 5. There they go.
Contact turn 5 within the midfield. There's absolute chaos going on. I don't think anyone's got damage, but there's absolute chaos in the midfield.
Division and Crowding going side by side into 6. And there goes Crowding off the track. It's on the gravel. Crowding stopping in the gravel in the exit turn 7. No idea what the plan was from there. What a major.
Madison to get past Bennett as well. There's major lockups into the hairpin. Sorry.
Oh, and Merckx from wide by Bennett there in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, and there's contact, and Merckx has to drop back, and that sends Sem the long way round through turn 12. He's got a bit wide down the exit. Around goes Sem for the moment. He just about holds onto it. Great stuff there from Sem. Great recovery. And he's now got Zyjudges behind him on the mediums, and Crowding's quite a way back. Midzi's showing the way then, but Crispy still within half a second him. So again, lap number 17. Corey still closing here with those soft tyres. As Zyjudge out of the race.
The pits, he got damage. Yeah, he got damage in that chaos at turn 5. Yep. There's them two not entering their race early in the halfway. We're only halfway through, and it might be a move for P1 here. Or I thought Crispy was a bit closer than what it actually was. Well, the problem was with Corey.
Trying on to set new tyres in a front wing change. I hate to cut you off, but it made it stop.
Okay. Well, no, Crowder's not retiring then. Okay, well, that's good that it's carrying on. But yeah, this is the problem for Corey. Like he has to get past this guy as quick as possible. But we saw in the first stint how hard it is to overtake once people sort of settle into a train. So he hasn't got a massive tyre advantage, but he's got to make the moves now, and he might do into the hairpin. He's going to use his battery. He might dive down the inside. He pulls the inside, and all he does.
Crispy locks up though, so it's not over yet.
So go to the first sector, probably one of the hardest places to overtake on this track. Is pushing the Haskell around, wait for the final corner. Of course, Crispy's going to get slipstream off Midzi, which is making it more difficult for Williams' driver as it now goes through. the ultimate corner into the final one. Let's see if he can make a move into P2. He's got the run, he's got the slipstream. So he uses battery, that might force Crispy to make a move from Mitzi. As Mitzi is clear, so let's see what Corey.
There, so Corey stays behind for the time being. I'm very close to
Ogwin gets past the vision.
Oh, there goes Ogwin. I think I saw a look up there between that may have been Para battling Race Roller here for that 8th spot.
110. Will Corey's make a move here? Corey's going to go around the outside of turn 4.
Oh, he's going for it!
Yes.
Brilliant, fantastic racing here between Corey and Crispy as they now go head to head. And that means the Williams are going to have the inside. I think I may have seen Crispy look up a little bit there. There's contact between the two. Side by side through towards turn 6. It's what we saw crowding golf a minute ago. Corey gets the edge just about. Oh, bit screwed there. And so Crispy could try and get back on the DRS. One thing's for sure, and that's Mitzi's going to gain a couple more tenths there as Corey now has DRS. And he used the DRS for a second there, and he's on fresher tyres. Sorry, he's on faster tyres than Mitzi. So we could be about to see a lead change for Mitzi and Corey. Of course, Corey got knocked out in Q1, I remind you. He's now on the chase of the race leader. Of course, he will be on one stop tyres and may have to make another stop in order to make the end of the race. But as of right now, he's still chasing that race leader. So he might have that little moment of glory up front should he take the top spot. And they come off the last corner then to begin lap number 19 of this Grand Prix. Corey on the DRS. Mitzi got a decent amount of energy left in his battery, but Corey's on the chase regardless. Here he comes now, pulling to the right hand side and breezing past the McLaren as they fly towards turn 1 as Riggs takes 4th behind them. SLR Corey taking the lead of the Grand Prix in the Williams. Brilliant stuff there from the driver who qualified in 16th place, and that puts Mitzi into 2nd place for the first time on track in this Grand Prix. And he's using a bit of his energy here to try and stay with him in order to get that DRS later on the lap. As behind them, Riggsy and Griffiths are battling here, but the Alpine driver now has the edge. And we could potentially see, and should things go well for him, we could potentially see a podium should he start to try and close up on some of the guys in front.
P9, or sorry, P8, Rolls going to go around outside of Para.
So lock up
both drivers have a difficult day, and always they go side by side in chicane, one on the grass. Those are the McLaren sits down the inside, slight contact. Yep, as well picks up a penalty as well. I know where Jim Jack is pushing for track by Para there. I know he wouldn't be very happy, and that's going to allow Ogwin to get involved on those mediums. Will Ogwin make a move into the hairpin? Anyone make any moves? I think the state's single file for now, but that got a bit chaotic there. And Ogwin's trying to set up the Mercedes, who's of course on his fresh medium tyres. And crucially, I think Mitzi's going to stay with DRS, and that is Corey's plan, pretty much in the mud, as some people would say. Well, I might be out for a second actually. Will Mitzi get DRS?
Yeah, he did DRS. And this could be prime position for Crispy to go on the attack, because Crispy has that DRS. It might be tight as they make those towards the first corner. Will he go for it? Will he take that risk? He's going to take that risk. Will he make the lunge? Does he have to make the lunge? No, he doesn't. Only just loses out. There's Griffiths. Takes back P4 behind them, and Andrews can get involved here in the other Alpine. It's 2-on-1 between the French blue cars and the Italian navy cars as they fly through turn 3 and towards turn 4. Griffiths has pulled away a little bit. The gap about 3 tenths between him and Riggsy, and Andrews a further 2 backs, about half a second separating them as Connor's closing in. He doesn't get involved in the Red Bull. He's pulled away from Race Rule a little bit, but don't count him out just yet, so he could be in position as Curling once again sets the fastest lap of the race. Corey continues to pull away up front as Crispy is on the chase against Mitzi as they head through turn number 9. Does he use any battery to try and close in? He doesn't. He's using the DRS to try and get himself a better run so he can have a go down the main straight once more. He's gone a bit wide of the hairpin there at turn 10. So not the best of runs there as he goes through turn 11 and then to turn 12. Very tight between these two. Incredible stuff this has been so far in this second set of the race. As the round goes Richie behind them.
Always more crashes, and that's coming in the wall.
Connor.
There's so many people on the gravel.
What on earth happened? There may have been contact between those two. Into turn 12, Merckx and Combat make contact as well, just in front of them. As Andrews and Sem are now battling for 15th place. Connor pulling into the pits.
Yep, so that was Connor, Andres and Riggsy all getting involved in one incident there, and that has promoted Race Roller up into P5, and there's more summer-side action I believe into turn 1. I think we're good there. So yeah, that's promoted.
Oh, and there goes the other Alpine. Andrews on the gravel.
The Alpine
just in front of his teammate Riggsy. That could have been very dangerous. The Alpine team at Riggs on the switchback. They go side by side here, down towards turn 4. But things have gone awfully for the 2 Alpine drivers here, who are doing so well on course to score some decent points here. And now it's looking unlikely that they'll do so. At least score as highly as they were going to. And then we'll have to scrap each other now for 15th place. But up front, Corey continues to pull away. Mitzi Now down in 3rd place. I think we've missed Crispy making the pass, if I'm not mistaken, in all that. But unfortunately, there. Sorry we didn't catch that. Griffiths holding on to P4 against Race Roller in 5th place. Crack behind him in 6th. Jib Jab 7th. Ogby in 8th. Division 9th. And Monkey in the last driver and Taylor's train 10th. Andre's now taking the penalty for multiple warnings. He's now at the edge over his teammate Wrigley. But incredible stuff there.
Yeah.
Not really Alpine involved.
It wasn't just the Alpines, of course. SLR Connors had a brilliant race in the Red Bull, and that's also his race road who got involved. I think was the instant party, and that's going to be more subtle action. That's going to be Roller getting past Griffiths for P4. So Roller, all of a sudden, in quite a good position. He has got penalties to deal with, but his race was going very poorly for him. He was in P15 at one point, if you remember. He's now up into P4. He has got that penalty, but if he can get a gap, then his race will be actually quite a good recovery drive. Yeah, well, Crispy is in the lead, but he's got the penalty as well, so he's going to need Midzi to get a penalty in this race for Crispy to have a chance to win this race. I don't think Midzi will drop out of DRS, or I'll be very surprised if he does. And Corey's soft tyres are very dead soon, and very surprised he's gone for this strategy. But hey, I mean, I'm not the one on the track, so I can't be too critical of him. But I don't think he's made the right decision as of right now, anyway.
What choices would you have made in Corey's situation? Would you have also gone to the hard like everyone else, or would you have gone to set the medium to try to take that risk?
I would have done what Zydra. Zydra, of course, had actually Bennett against us. Always been more contact between Bennett and Mose. We saw that in the first sector. And I think Bennett's AI actually. I need to get Bennett back in the session. I've just noticed that. So I'll talk about it once I get Bennett back in the session.
Into there. As Bennett was ghosting and now they've unghosted and Merckx has been hit. He may have some kind of damage going for pits. He might be taking on the on to different set of tyres. His project's taking another penalty. So that leaves him with more work to do. Crowling now takes a penalty as well. Things like looking good for those guys. Midzi then more or less in the lead of the race by quite a while now, by at least 2.5 seconds when you look at it over Crispy in 2nd place. And Roller's back there in 3rd. He'll be looking to try sorry, he's back there in 4th. He needs to post some more time. As of right now, he'll be jumping a lot of places because of that train behind him. So he's got work to do in these last 2 laps of the Grand Prix. This one's gone by awfully quick. You've only got 10 laps to go.
Yeah. What was saying about Corey's strategy? I would have done what I know Zydra got unlucky with damage, but I would have done what Zydra done, and Ogwin's benefited in this as well, going from the hards and then going on to mediums to get on those mediums. That's what I would have done. And Ogwin is actually no penalties, and of course on those mediums, which will be faster for pretty much in the race. Maybe the last 2 laps or so he might be slower, but the delta between the mediums and the hards is very big. So Ogwin, I know he's in P8 right now with penalties in front of him, and Combat unfortunately could pick up a penalty in P11. But yeah, it was Ogwin, I think interesting how Red Bull does. He's going to try and make a move from Judge, I believe, although he's low on battery, but so is the Mercedes in front of him. So will Ogwin make a move into turn 1? He's getting close as there's more moves behind him, because that's Monkey in the pits. As well as side by side in front of him, between Griffiths and Roller. Roller going holding on for people at the moment. Griffiths is interested in getting past McLaren, of course with no penalties to his name. Always Roller blocks him off. That might have been double move. Roller's needs more contact and brings him to a penalty, I believe, in P14. Yeah, it's not the cleanest of driving there from Roller and Griffiths making some contact, but Roller holds on for P4 for now.
I definitely think the battle's over for the time being. If Griffiths uses his battery and has decent extra turn 9, he could be with a shout, potentially taking that position back. But actually, as I say that, I may have quickly cursed him as he's dropped back the gap with 6/10 through turn 9. Meanwhile, up front, we're keeping an eye on this battle here between the race, essentially the race for the top spot here, because look how close they are now. Corey, you are right, Oliver, those soft tyres have dropped off like crazy, and now Crispy only sits 3/10 behind on those hard tyres, and Midzi's just 4/10 behind him. So it's all kicking off here in the race for the top spot. So they make the last corner to begin lap number 25, just 8 more laps to go. Sorry, 9 more laps. My math is terrible. Down the main straight they come. Crispy using both his ERS and his DRS into turn 1. Crispy around the outside in the Haas takes over the race lead. Corey's going to be all over him though, trying to make a move, but I don't think he's got anything left in the tank. But there's a yellow flag behind him, and that is Monkey, who's spun out in the Ferrari, is rejoining the track
P4
here.
again.
Oh,
that's Roller holding off P4.
Fight continues. Griffiths looking to the outside.
Into turn 3.
Through turn number 4 they go. Griffiths just about keeps on the track. Incredible stuff, and he could potentially take 4th place back into the left-hander. Brilliant move there from Griffiths,
But
but
Roller gets switched back though.
incredible form
Monkey
here.
retires in the pit lane.
Here comes Roller, still pushing on as Monkey becomes our third retiree of the Grand Prix. Roller dropping back here. You have to be careful because he's got power just behind him in the Haas. It's going to be very tight when they make their way through turn 9 and towards turn number 10. But I think things may have just calmed down for them by this point. But yeah, unfortunately for Monkey then to be retiring from the Grand Prix. Is Crispy now already out of DRS range for Corey. Mitty still right there behind. I'm assuming he'll want to get that job done as he makes his way through the last chicane. When we get down the main straight, he should have that job finished. And then we start to chase. As there goes Corey into pits. I'm assuming he'll go on to another set of soft tyres now. Just try and get into the end of the race. So that would go on to set mediums. As Crispy sets the fastest lap in front, and Albin gets the time out as well.
I've jinxed him.
Oh, brilliant stuff there, Albin. Well done, mate.
Yeah, and it's my Red Bull teammate too. Good.
Oh, he will not be happy with you.
No. There's more Somerset for P4. This is for P3 now, actually, isn't it? With Corey pitting. So, yeah. I'm so good at this. Whether it's Division 1 or Division 2 or McKeon Division, I'm so good at jinxing.
Oh, there goes one of the
amazing.
Mercs thing over to the left-hand side. Wait, no, it's not. That's Monkey. My bad. I'm seeing it. Okay.
Yeah, that's Monkey retiring. That's Monkey's retired car, but yeah, my jinxing power is knows no bounds. So always Mitty gets all out of shape, and that can his race over. That was very scary.
Are you trying to jinx him now? Was that real?
No, that general was for real. Like,
I can't tell anymore.
Yeah, there's a chip jump penalty in P6. That's going to help Roller out if he's the guy that's got penalties. But I could try and jinx Mitty here because Mitty's on 2 warnings. I checked his race director. Mitty's on 2 warnings. And if he gets no warning, that's a time penalty, and that will mean that Crispy would take the race win. So
if you ask me, Mitty's got sewed up in the stands as of right now. He's got to hold on for just 7 more laps and he'll do it. So let's see what happens over the course of the rest of the race.
Corner penalty.
That's the Red Bull.
That's P17 though, as there's a massive weaving going on. It's race rollers. I think it's going to stay in hold off Griffiths for now, and Para isn't interested, and neither is Shivjam. So the other people are in single file at the moment. As Sloan's in quite a good position as division, isn't he? Because he's not got a penalty yet. I mean, he's going to get a penalty now. I said it, but yeah, he's not doing too bad in the Mercedes. He's going to jump, I think, 3 positions with Roller's penalty, maybe if the gap's just under for a second. So yeah, that would be a P5 from division. I don't think he started that high up, if I remember rightly. I'll go on his grid position. Yeah, he's got 9 positions. Connor's out. Let's retire in the pit lane. So if I don't jinx division, he would have gone up 12 places in this race. Exactly.
Great stuff from Mercedes. Exactly. Here. It's down. It's point scoring 6th and 8th, which, if my maths serve me correctly, which they normally do, will be 12 points, which we can put them on 16 in the championship, and that'll tie them with Alfa Romeo. As of right now, Combat has 9 points. It's in 9th place. He's going to get 2 more points. Alfa Romeo are already on 14. So those 2 teams will be tied for 7th. So great stuff then from Mercedes, who can potentially push themselves up a place in the Constructors' Championship. Should be go their way. If they can make another pass, one of them, then that should seal the deal in passing Alfa Romeo. And Division will be their main hope for that, trying to pass Ogwin as well as Jib, trying to pass Power in front. As Corey now sets the fastest up on those soft tyres. I don't know who had it before. I think it may have been Crowding, to be honest, but whoever it was,
Crowding,
then it must have had it taken away from him now. So no points on offer for the top 10 on this front in the way of fastest up as of right now. Crispy still 1.3 seconds in front. Needs to gain another 2.7 in order to win this thing, or just hope that Mitty gets penalty. It's Bill's best never to hope for something in F1 racing, because chances are it can happen.
Almost division almost hits on Queen. I nearly have division got very close to Queen there. And I checked division's race number. He got 2 warnings when I said about him, so I definitely jinxed him again. I'm just so good at this. I don't understand how I do it, but I'm also just a genius at doing it.
I don't think I want.
Exactly. I literally. I was talking about him, and then he gets 2 warnings on the same lap. So. Yeah, good. Yeah, I'll answer it. Right, who's that jinx next? Who's that jinx next? Well, there you go. There's the Division's penalty. What did I say?
Oh my god, that's incredible. Alright, I think I'm gonna move away from the jinxing stuff.
Right, power quick. How's Paris? Paris getting quite close to the SLR Griffiths here, but he's got like 10 positions from the start. We can't ignore the Paris race because he crashed in Q2 and he's right on the back of Griffiths. I'm going to check Paris warning, see if he's on 2 to see if I can jinx him again.
No more jinxing. I thought we were neutral commentators, mate.
No, exactly. Well, Paris on one warning at the moment, so he's safe from the jinx.
You've lied to me many times this evening, and it's not going to happen again. No more jinxing. Apart from, of course, the fact that Midzi running through. As Merckx is out of the race, he retires in the pit lane. That brings us down to 15 cars. 4 more laps to go for either Crispy to gain a second and a half, or for Midzi to get a penalty. Even if he did get one, that means Crispy would have to then drive a clean race to finish. Let's have a look at the penalties here. Have a look at those throughout the race. Only, as of right now, if my maths are correct, 7 drivers have 3 seconds worth of penalties, whereas Corey, Crowley and Riggsy all have 6 seconds each to their name. 4 more laps to go in this thing, and it's still the Haas driver of Crispy in control.
Well, sort of in control, so he gets that first penalty on his back, so that's going to mean Midzi is going to take the win on penalties. And this is a warning because he's on top.
Let's cut you off here because here comes Para making the pass on Griffiths as they charge towards turn 1. It almost essentially looks like we let him through. Para basically saying please and thanks to the AlphaTauri driver as he makes himself his P4 here. He's on the chase and could potentially take a podium finish here. So this could be a very great run. I believe Para took a driver today in Bahrain, if I'm not mistaken, after the great time he put in there after finishing on the podium. He's currently another penalty. 9 seconds now to his name. Midzi and Crispy, that gap going back and forth between 1.3 and 1.5 seconds as it stands right now. Crispy's going to get his skates on. That's not a fourth time to have said that. The first one said it during the race. Regardless, he's got to keep moving, and I need to think more phrases.
Yeah. As my game's audio has gone very bad, so apologies if I can't hear anything. I still hear the stream, but I can't hear the cars anymore, which was fantastic.
We'll cope.
As long as the stream can hear it, that's absolutely perfect. There seems any moves. I don't think there is at the moment. I've got to wait for the main straight for that to happen. It's now on to go on to lap 30. The leader's gone to lap 31. 3 laps to go. So.
Yep.
As it might be moved for P6 here, Jim's having Griffiths, or of course Griffiths and Para. I think Griffiths is struggling for ERS, he is indeed. I think a lot of drivers are actually. Is only moves behind. Yes, there is. It's going to move for P8 with Combat and Division. Combat started P19 as a P8. That's another good track for Combat again. So yeah, that might never happen. Never shall drive today, but we might have to give him someone else. We'll see. But Combat put in the very good performance starting P19, so it's way up into P8. So
I still stand by my conspiracy theory I made in Q1 saying that Combat does this deliberately so we can keep getting drunk all day week in week out.
Exactly.
So these things got paid.
You have to remember as well. He spun on that one and he was last by like 10 seconds. That's an extra thing as well. So we might have to get to Combat again.
Let's see what Division can do though.
Always Division.
Bit scrolly in the extra turn 9. As the driver in P9 makes way towards turn number 10 as the Combat locks up again in front of him. I'm still keeping my eye on this race for the top spot as well. It's going to have to be a very poor lap from Midzi in order for Chris to pull this one off, but he skid a little bit through the chicane. He's using the energy he's got left, as is Midzi, so the gap probably won't change. Final lap, sorry, 2 laps to go here. I'm confusing myself as to how many laps still to go. I thought it was still going into the last lap. My bad. Right, Crispy then still needs 2 to go. And as it stands, it's still looking like it's going to be a Midzi victory unless things change in these last 2 laps. Paris still staying within 3 seconds of race roller. It's been enough to put Monster Mushroom making a Haas double podium. Of course, they've been doing awfully well so far in the championship, running in second place to McLaren and penalty. 6 seconds to his name now. But yeah, Haas doing incredibly well, only 16 points behind McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. It's been McLaren versus Haas over the course of this race, as Roller could definitely cost the team a couple more points on that front. Midzi will still win the race, so that'll even it out. So we're looking like things will be finishing McLaren, Haas, McLaren, unless Griffiths gets up in the action, but I doubt he will because Race Roller is about 4 seconds behind Midzi here. So it does look like Midzi will be taking his 3rd win from the first quarter of the season. We've got 1 more lap to go here, so it's going to have to be 1 poor lap from Midzi or 1 crucial corner that could lead to him, that will bring about a mistake and a penalty. He said he has 2 warnings already, Albon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it does. He had two wins very early on, but I don't want to say that the double jinx. But I'm sure Mids will keep it under control. I'm sure he will. I mean, my jinx is very powerful, but I don't think it's that powerful to deter this man, as he is. Like we said, driving robots. Corey picks up no penalty. My shock. As he's now on 9 seconds, and he is right behind his teammate Sem, but as Sem lets him through, I believe, into turn 1. But that won't matter, as Sem will get that point again from Corey's penalties being too much for his teammate. As Griffiths is right on the back of Power, I've just noticed, and this is for position, of course, on the final lap. Will Griffiths be able to get past Power, but that P4 spot, as like we said, the gap is 1.5 seconds, so Crispy, unless some major things happen, I don't think that he's going to take the win this weekend. As the main battle right now for P4 is all as Griffiths gets a bit better turn 6 though than Power. He has one DRS straight left to go. Will Griffiths make a move on Power into the hairpin?
Not close enough.
He backs out.
I'll tell you who.
I think he stays put.
I'll tell you who far out enough, and that is Crispy. He's moving over the last couple of corners. He's gonna finish first on track. He's skid a little bit through the last chicane. Makes it the last call. He's driven a great drive. It's only going to be second place for him, the looks of it. And it's going to be Mids who takes his 3rd win from 4, winning the Spanish Grand Prix. Race Roller come home in 3rd place, and that could change. He could take 3rd in the end, because here comes Power towards the line.
Oh,
and
really?
Roller
Roller
drops down to...
Oh, no, it doesn't. It's a 10th.
Oh, that was tight. Roller just about misses out there. And Power gets
I thought Roller was going to get P3 at the end. So obviously they're banding.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. That's what I was saying. But Power finishes in 3rd at the end of the day. Griffiths in 4th, Roller 5th, Jib Jab 6th, crashing his car over the line. I believe him and Sem also went for madness. So Ogween comes in 7th, Combat with no front wing comes in 8th, Division in 9th, Sem in 10th. And one thing I want to say is no points for Alpine coming into today's race, which is unfortunate for them because they did so well early on the race until the contact. But it's this man, the McLaren Midty, for the 3rd time in 4 weeks. He won in Bahrain, he won in Portugal, and he's won in Spain here as well. So brilliant stuff then from Midty. What a race that was. Very exciting. Of course, the first start of the race before the safety car wasn't quite what we expected with Midty pulling away. But then it gave us a bit more of an exciting race from the mid-stage. But it was a mere formality at the end. As Parapix takes some driver of the day, which could influence our decision. Coming in Limits, he also did a very good race, as did Combat, as did everyone. Everyone did a really good race as always. So always good to see another great race in the McKeon division in particular. So Midty then on top with the 2 Haas drivers flanking him there on the podium. We got Crispy in 2nd and Paraquix in 3rd place. Brilliant stuff there. Well deserved podium for each one of them. It's a fantastic race from start to finish. I'm sure you enjoyed the race. I definitely did. Always make sure to stick around for more great races in the Summit League Racing series. Brilliant stuff.
I've invited the 3 podium drivers. Hopefully they'll join soon.
Hang on a minute. I've been informed by someone in the Discord server that Roller did indeed finish in 3rd place, and that was a timing glitch in the game.
Okay, so I'll back Roller then.
It's looking like a Roller did finish in 3rd. I mean, I was confused because I also thought that I thought that I'm just confused at this point. I do believe Roller did finish in 3rd place in the end.
Yeah, I'll get Roller in then. Of course, he disconnected on that one as well, so a great job from him, of course, as I'll get Roller in the party then.
Thank you to everyone in the Discord chat and in the stream chat who actually lets us know these things, because we wouldn't notice otherwise, let's be honest.
Well, people are more eagle-eyed than what we are, so I will get ready for interviews when Roller joins the party.
To be fair, we did kind of notice, but regardless then, so Minty's your winner then with Crispy in 2nd, and it looks like Roller in 3rd place then. Arvin, give me your thoughts on the race as a whole. What did you think?
I thought it was quite well. The first stint wasn't great, but then it really kicked off at the start, and I guess Corey gave a spanner in the works with the strategy, but in the end it was quite a formality really for the Francos. But the podium place going right down to wire penalties, but it was a lot better race than what I was expecting. Of course, Spain not being the best track for overtaking, but no, it wasn't too bad. I don't think Roller's joining. It's at least not joined yet.
Alright, so should we get started with interviews, or should we
never mind.
Oh, there we go. Here he comes.
Yeah. So then, Who's doing what then? Do you want me to do P2 and 3 again?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay then, so we'll start with third place race roll then. So not quite a tough weekend for you. Of course, right in Q1, getting the 5th place grade penalty and then disconnecting on that one. Just describe your race and how you're feeling and just about getting that podium in the end.
I mean, yeah, the 5th place grid penalty, just checking my map to see where Mercedes was, then just clowned it into the back of Crispy in front of me because I wasn't expecting him to slow down, but it is what it is. And then for the first 10 or 15 laps, connection was absolutely horrendous. Everyone, like 2 or 3 times a lap, everyone's car would go red X and go into AI. And then, so I decided to leave and rejoin on lap 1. That didn't work, and then it just fixed itself by sort of after the safety car, and yeah, I was able to get my way through. I was helped by, I think, Riggs spinning and taking out a few people, and then once I got past Toby, I was very, very, very quick at the end. I feel like if I hadn't disconnected or had the grid penalty, I would have easily had a win, but it is what it is. Very happy with the podium, and yeah, just need to try and get back to qualifying so I can be in a better position to the race and later start getting wins for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, of course you'll take a podium with all that adversity that went your way, but of course next week is Monaco, which I'm sure is everyone's favourite track, but I suppose you can, how are you feeling for that? I'm sure not everyone's looking forward to it, but just give a guess where you might be in that race.
I mean, obviously it's a bit of a wheel track, so we need to try and take advantage of that, try and close the gap to Crispy, to Unity and so on. I think I can get at least a podium there. I got second last season, even though I got a grid penalty there last season, which meant I started 7th, so if there's a track that I'm going to win, as long as it all goes my way, it's definitely Monaco, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Oh, yeah, well, congratulations on your podium, and obviously good luck next week and good luck for the season. But yeah, well done your P3. But yeah, just a good drive overall. So well done to you.
Cheers.
As we move on then to 2nd place, Crispy. Of course, last week you gained a place from penalties. This week you lost one, but still got to be happy with P2 despite that win slipping away at the end. How do you feel about it?
I don't know, a bit sort of 50-50 to be honest. I think, yeah, it's another good result on a track I've never really been that amazing at, but then the other half of me is saying, yeah, I've pretty much just thrown away a win again, really, with the penalty. It's incredibly annoying. Well, particularly the last warning I got was incredibly stupid. So yeah, I don't know. It's annoying. It is annoying, I must admit. I think in the first stint with when everyone was on the mediums, I think it was very clear I didn't have the pace. I think stuck behind Toby for a little while, but yeah, Mitty was pretty clear on terms of pace on the mediums, and then obviously the safety car happened, and then yeah, I think like you said, Corey threw a bit of a spanner in the works with his strategy, and then I kind of used it to my advantage. To be fair, took a chance to get past Mitty once he lost the DRS, and then eventually, yeah, got past Corey, and then yeah, obviously pulled a bit of a gap, something like about consistently 1.4, 1.5 seconds, but you know, as yeah, with the penalty, it weren't enough in the end. So yeah, I think part of me is happy with the P2, but then the other half is just really annoyed that I've basically just thrown the win away.
Yeah, well, I suppose the positive to look at it is that you did obviously have the pace, and well, we'll just quickly mention, like we said, with race roll in Monaco next week, how are you feeling for it? And it might be an opportunity to close the gap in Mid-England Championship, considering obviously it's a massive road track, and well, just how are you feeling for that?
Well, I'm on a pad, mate. So
Oh, are you?
I think,
Okay, well,
I think
that
that's
throws
all
it
you
out
need
the
to
window.
know. Yeah, I think that's all,
Okay.
that's all I need to say.
Okay. Well, forget that question then.
Yeah.
But well, I do wish you that this week as well as all the other drivers. But yeah, congratulations on your P2, and well, hopefully you can get that win next week. But you'll never know. You know, it's Monaco, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But
Cheers,
you know,
mate.
yeah, you've got to. As I hand it over to Zach now for Midsy for his race win, and yeah, well done, Trevor, on the course. But I've got to go again. But thank you everyone, and I'll see you guys next week.
Alright, see you, Alvin.
See you later.
Alright, then, so we'll move on to the driver, of course, finished first in the race, Midsy. Congratulations once again, third win in 4. Talk me through the race on your end. What went down?
Yeah, got pole. Didn't expect to be that quick on the mediums, to be honest. I got 2 warnings pretty early on, but Toby didn't really have the pace, and I pulled a bit of gap. Then Crispy got past, and yeah, I was putting a bit of a gap on Crispy, to be fair. Then the safety car came out, and obviously that bunched it up, made it interesting. On the hards, and yeah, Crispy had really good pace. I don't really care about anyone else on the grids in that race. Me and Crispy were pretty clear. Well, it doesn't matter about disconnects or grid pens. So yeah, it was on another level really. Yeah, obviously Crispy played it smart, to be fair, with Corey. But when Crispy had a pen, I just wanted to play it safe. And I knew he'd pull away from a second when Corey got in between us, and he did. I just didn't need to make a mistake. I tried to get him back into the DRS, but I almost lost the car. So I just tried to match Crispy's pace at that point, and we were just pretty clear really. So that was it.
I really want to ask you about Corey. Did you feel like he threw a spanner in the works to yours or Crispy's race at any point? Or do you reckon he was always just going to drop off at the end?
I thought it'd be quicker, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, the battling was clean. But yeah, Crispy played it smart, done everything right really. Could have potentially gapped me if Corey was slower in the third sector. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was interesting. But obviously Corey's tyres died off pretty quick, and then yeah, that was it really.
Fair enough. Alright, so last question then. So the championship gap now stands at 23 points when we head to Monaco. Do you feel like you can extend that gap when we go there, or do you reckon that could be a bit of a risk? Do you reckon it could potentially put a dampener on that gap?
There's no way I'm going to win the race or have any chance next week because I'm on the controller around Monaco. So yeah, I don't really care about next week, to be honest. I'm just focusing on all the other races because there's a point to prove.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, well, congratulations again. And yeah, well done to all three of you. All you did a great job. And that'll be the end of the stream, everybody. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you stayed right until the end because it was a very exciting race indeed. And we'll hope to see you next week for the McKeon Division Monaco Grand Prix. Same place, same time. And tomorrow night we'll have the Division 1 race, so make sure to stick around for that. So 7 o'clock tomorrow night starting, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next race. Goodbye.